Arise TV scatter in the early hour of today. One of the minister of Bola Ahmed Tinubu finally set fire on Arise News because Rufai exposed a lot of things that is ongoing under the carpet, under the Tinubu's cabinet and all of that. Rufai was trying to cook things out when this man attacked Rufai Oseni. This man attacked and yapped Rufai Oseni, and Ayo was there just watching because she did not know what to say, because Ayo and Rufai was the one anchoring the program. So she did not know what to say because the attack wasn't expected. Let's get to stay connected to the end of this video. A lot of secret is finally out regarding what is happening to BETTA, Tinubu, and what is happening in the Aso Rock chamber. It is very, very clean and clear now that BETTA have finally vowed that she will not go down with the corruption thing alone. After Tinubu suspended her, she exposed a lot of things. Everywhere shaking the early hour of today. So I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, ensure you share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share, just like it as you're watching it, like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Then stay connected. Come back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG WATCH TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG WATCH TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, ensure you click the red subscription button appearing on your video screen, and don't forget, endeavor to click the notification bell icon. Once you click the subscription button, click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in first time, YouTube will easily notify you. A lot of things is happening right now. This issue of BETTA that was suspended is packing up a lot of things right now. The secret of Tinubu is finally out. This issue of BETTA is just an issue that is digging out the buttocks of these people. Come and see what is happening. They almost beat Rufai Oseni in Arise TV today just because of what he's asking, just because of the question that Rufai is asking, because this man is always known to ask intellectual questions that will expose the buttocks of all these Nigerian politicians because of the rascalities that they know how to do in the public positions that they occupy in Nigeria. So a lot is happening right now. But I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, ensure you share to the social media platforms. Let it go viral, and if you can share it, just like it as you're watching, like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. I will show you the video of Rufai Oseni in Arise News where a senator almost bashed Rufai Oseni, and Ayo was the one trying to hold Rufai Oseni back so that Rufai will not be attacked by this minister of Tinubu. You can see what is happening now. I've never seen a country where these things are actually happening, if not for Nigeria. Now, there is where the whole issue started from. This BETTA, the minister of humanitarian affairs of Tinubu that was appointed by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Tinubu suspended her some days ago just because she mafia over 40 billion and all of that, and she also mafia around 400 and something million naira and all of that. Yeah, she embezzled all the money that is meant for the public and all that. She transferred it to her private account. Now this woman have vowed to expose all the people that are involved in it and all of that are under Tinubu. Now she started exposing them. Now she have started exposing all of them, but that is not the issue here. This same BETTA went to Shiloh in 2018. This woman went to the church and she asked God that God should make her a minister. She even asked Oyedepo to lay hand on her. Oyedepo lay hand on her and he prayed for her that in 2023 she will become a minister, which eventually God answered her prayer. She become a minister. This same woman, she will go to church on Sunday and she will go to club on Friday. We have the videos all around here. You will see everything in this video. She will go to church on Sunday, go to club, cruise around on Friday and all of that. That's a personal life anyway. But this same woman mafia a lot of money, but none of Nigerian pastor Oyedepo that prayed for her is not coming out to talk about it. But I didn't mean that it was Buhari then. Oyedepo will come out to talk about this same issue, but he will never come out to talk about it. I'm not insulting any winner's church or all of that. I'm not insulting any winner's member, but I'm just telling the real fact. That is what is happening. Even in the NSAS time then, the brother of Paul Enenche of Dunamis Church, Paul Enenche is the owner of Dunamis Church, their general was there when his elder brother was the chief of army staff then, the commander of the army. It was army that was alleged that they shot protesters in the toll gate then and all of that. But after the shooting, since the brother of Enenche is in the army, he couldn't come out to address the issue. Enenche did not come out, but it got to the turn of Tinubu and all of that. Enenche was ranting and was saying all sort of things and all of that. I'm not attacking any Dunamis members though, but we are just analyzing a fact. 2025. So looking at what Betta Edu did, she went to Shiloh to praise God and to thank God that God have made her a minister, but she later come back to mafia Nigerian money. She went to Shiloh to pray to God that God should make her minister so that she can mafia Nigerian money, and Oyedepo pray for her to come and mafia the money. Though Oyedepo did not know that she had the intention of mafiaing, so he just prayed for her as a normal person. But look at what the lady did. She shortalized the eyes of Oyedepo. So I like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, ensure you share it. Share to different social media platforms, because I will be showing you what happened in Arise TV today. This is just a preamble of everything. I will show you what happened. Rufai was attacked neat today. If you can share this video, ensure you share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share, just like it as you're watching, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Obidient, stay connected. I'm coming back as you listen to what Betta Edu said in Shiloh Oyedepo Church recently. Stay connected. I'm coming back again.
My name is Dr. Betta Edu, and I came to thank God. Last year at Shiloh 2022, I prayed and told God that by the next time I come for the next year's Shiloh, I want to be a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. On the last day of Shiloh, just as I was working out, I saw Papa, Bishop David Oyedepo, and I went to greet him and meet him as usual. And I whispered to him, I said, Papa, I need you to pray for me. I have just one prayer request now. And he said, what is it? I said, I want to come back to Shiloh 2023 as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He put his hand on my head and he said, it is done. I stood up and I left. I came today to return all glory to God, that in spite of all odds, today I'm a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, one of the youngest in the 4th Republic. People my age are not at the Federal Executive Council of Nigeria in this 4th Republic, but today I can boldly stand here to say God did it. I came to return all glory to God.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear what Betta Edu said in Shiloh. You can see that God answered her prayer and she became a minister eventually, but with that position, she did not honor God. She mafia Nigerian money. She thieved a lot of money from Nigeria Post, over 40 billion naira. A woman that was just appointed that is not even up to 7 months in office. What if she now wait till 4 years that Tinubu wants to use? How much will this woman embezzle? It's not going to be up to 1 trillion. Now, let me take it down to what happened in Arise TV today. Everywhere scatter. It was today that we know that Tinubu mafia some money to his son, his daughter, and to his wife. You will hear everything yourself. Rufai scatter everywhere. Not like we saw, you will hear everything. Fire burst everywhere in Arise News. Rufai was attacked anyhow. I was watching. She couldn't do anything because she was a lady. You can see everything that is happening. Just stay connected. You will see the video now. I'm coming back again.
But like I said yesterday, President Tinubu's government stinks with this corruption. It's an indictment on him. In a fell swoop, 2 ministers, less than how many months? That's why I'm happy about his action he's taking. It's a deep one, and when you know when people will talk about it even more, will be during the electoral season. And that's why Mr. Olubunmi Ojo, and I'm also saying this on live television.
Yes.
Whoever advised you to go on television to start a defense you had no solid position about, just roasted you alive. And it has to be said, whoever advised you roasted you alive, because you see, you were making arguments that were not great enough, that were not substantiated. You could hear yourself.
They're contradicting.
They were contradicting.
Yeah.
You're saying you're a shareholder in a company, and also the case of that NDDC must be investigated, because we just swept that case under the carpet. Today, Akpabio is Senate President, and we can't just say a case like that are just off your mind. And guess what? I'll also talk about the NDDC.
Yes.
There's been a white paper released. The government should act on that white paper. They have finished the investigation. it was revealed many things happened in that white paper. They should be clear with people as regards that white paper, because we can't just allow brazen corruption go. And for those that are saying, yeah, he's done good, he's done well, he's done that and all of that, I keep citing this. It's confirmed that somebody is an armed robber. He kills people for a living. But in the end, the person also does charity. Will you say all the people's life that the person killed does not matter?
Impossible.
Because the person does charity.
Absolutely impossible.
No, he was just doing his job as a minister.
Like that Twitter user.
And we appreciate him for doing his job. But, you know, the Yorubas have been paying you shame. If he doesn't do, another person will do.
Let's give Iron the floor.
Call him on phone now and ask him whether he has ever had reason to discipline or had the management discipline anybody, you know, here on Arise TV for doing things that are outside of, you know, procedure. Is Arise TV above board? So the party is not above board. Neither is Arise TV, nor any other party or institution in this world. So when you suggest that the APC stinks because somebody, I'm coming, somebody without conclusive evidence, without investigation, without any report or finding, or even prosecution or a finding of guilt, the party stinks. You know, I take strong exception to that. So, Mr. Moka, that's unfair and it's wrong.
Your job is to take strong exceptions to it when I say the party stinks. I, as a journalist, is to constantly tell you, hang on a minute, let me finish.
You can justify.
As a journalist,
when you say that, you must justify. You don't just throw words around
Mr. Moka,
and expect it to stick.
Mr. Moka,
it shouldn't.
Let me speak.
That's not the standard of journalism.
I, as a journalist, I have to constantly tell you your party stinks, and I'm giving you facts. Take, for instance,
give the facts and leave that opinion. That's your personal opinion.
So,
and it's irrelevant to anybody.
So, hang on a minute. The culture minister.
Yes.
The case of the culture minister.
Yes.
That didn't get NYSC, went through your screening process from the government of your party again, and nothing was done about it, and now she serves like nothing happened.
What about it? What's your point?
So that's not wrong for an NYC member to hold a ministerial position?
Rufai,
it's not wrong?
Listen, Rufai.
It's not wrong?
Rufai.
Yes.
You want to have that conversation?
I want to have it with you.
You want to have the conversation?
Yes.
So what is your question about that?
So my question is it right that somebody that is supposed to be serving the NYSC served as minister in this country and nothing was done about it? Is it not against the NYSC laws that say you must not serve in any other place as an NYSC member?
Actually, you know, again, I am not speaking for the minister. No, hang on.
But she's in your party.
No, listen.
She's in your party.
You ask a question, then let me answer it.
Yes.
And you don't guide me as to how I answer a question you have asked. The minister is a minister of the Federal Republic appointed by an APC-led government. At the time of her appointment, as I understand it, this minister was serving as a national youth corps. Rufai, youth corps in Nigeria, do you know, have you ever heard of any youth corps who is assigned to serve with the government or any institution of the government? Have you? Why do you ask this question like it's such a strange phenomenon?
So it's not a big deal.
Hang on. So Rufai, you wanted an answer. Let me answer you, please. This minister was already registered and was in the process of service at the time she was appointed minister. Youth corps serve with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Youth corps are legitimate federal, youth who are serving, who by statute, who have a mandatory, year of service. They are deployable to. Please, I must finish this.
When you finish,
yes, I must finish.
Yeah.
They are deployable to any institution, including the presidency, including the ministry.
So the primary assignment was the Ministry of Culture.
If the president decided to take a youth corps today, because of whatever reason, in his prerogative as president, to appoint that person to any office, the president has the authority to do so, and that individual already is in the frame of service to the country.
So it's the only difference is they didn't discover when your ministerial screening went on that she was doing this.
Now you are moving a different point.
So the APC has been in power for how many years? 8 years before now. Olubuyojo himself was in the National Assembly. So what is new? These guys are the same guys, the same network of people, the same manpower. So they recruit from that pool. That's where they got all these BETTA and all of them. They're all part of the APC machinery. This is not the first. We are just hearing about them now because they become a little bit overexposed. This is what they do. Passing money and sharing money. That's what they do in National Assembly. That's what they do at the state levels. That's what they do everywhere. But they just got overexposed. That's why somebody is flying from Abuja to Lokoja. They must have forgotten that there's no airport there. But that's the culture of impunity. People get so caught up in it, they get away with so much that at times they even forget the minutiae of what is wrong. Otherwise you would at least remember that you can't fly from Abuja to Lokoja. Yeah. Right. Because there's no airport there. Except if there's a seaplane. But then where did it take off from Abuja, to land in the conference there? But this is what they do, and that's why I'm saying getting things right is not this way. Because this is what we pay for as taxpayers. That's why people get elected and appointed into office. Not to come and show off, is to do things right. And they know they're the ones who caused the problem. So probably that was the reason why they were able to convince people that they are doing the right things, because they caused the problem in the first place. They're the ones who got your passport messed up in such a way that you can't get it. And then they come around and offer a few passports.
Is your argument then that there's nothing to commend,
nothing.
Even with the suspension of BETTA,
it's a revolving door. You remove a BETTA, there's going to be a better who can still better that will come in. This is what Buhari did when he came into office. The whole initial gargara, as we call it. Oh, this person has been. There was even at that point they used to say that Buhari had body language. He didn't need to speak, and things were falling in place. And then suddenly, look at what the body language turned Nigeria into. When the Tinubu regime came to power, they enacted a supplementary budget.
Yes.
Huge amount of money was allocated. They must finish that money by March. You understand? So they must finish that money by March. It is that money that's sharing now that got everybody entangled now. And they have a new budget that's coming in. So that money is what they're trying to finish. Are you getting my point? So nobody's talking about this. They must exhaust their supplementary budget. But why set up a supplementary budget only to be stolen? It's what I would have done as a regime. And I would not have allowed this kind of abuse to take place because, as I always say, before we go to enforcement, we ought to have primary prevention in place. Why should a minister have the power to allocate money to a private account? If that system is still there where you can just take money and hand out to someone, then you are not in government. You're just in power.
So what you're saying is that you wouldn't have gone for the supplementary budget?
What was the need for a supplementary budget when there was, before you came to office, there was already a budget covering 2023. And that budget had not been exhausted. But you came in and put a supplementary budget in place. Part of it was scandalous. You had to go and repair Dodam barracks, buy a yacht. And they said it without beating an eye that they already bought the yacht for credit. Okay. And I was saying, I've never seen Tinubu inside a cane talk less of being in a yacht. Why are you buying a yacht? But it was when they started the supplementary budget, they had planned what you saw now. And that's why I'm saying the part you saw about Betuedu and Tuneojo, that's probably the smallest part of it. The big item budgets with National Assembly that recently increased the budget by themselves by several billions, if not trillions. This list is going on as we speak. It hasn't stopped. It's not like after removing Edu, everybody removed their hands from that cookie jar. Everybody's still stealing.
Okay.
Yes.
They did give an explanation about the presidential yacht and how it had already been purchased, but it wasn't a yacht in the sense of it being a yacht, but had other functions. We'll come back to that. Let's talk about now cutting the cost of governance.
Yes.
Would you consider the president slicing travel expenditure by 60% as a step in the right direction?
What is 60%? It's the question the media ought to be asking.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
the Vanguard reported about 15 billion for 2024. I think it was, I'm not sure whether it was the Punch or so, or the Cable that reported about 7 billion or so.
Okay.
So they're conflicting figures, but
exactly.
It runs into billions.
So nobody knows what it is. This is part of what I say is distraction, and people don't ask questions. So when you say 60%, are you cutting the number of people that travel?
Yeah, that's one.
And how many usually should travel?
Yeah, that's why we do not
exactly.
have a
So
on.
if you are going to the United Nations, for instance, and you take 600 people with you, and you have cut it by 60%, how many people are those? You're still taking with you people who have no business going to the United Nations. So how does that help you? What if you cut it on the surface and you're going to hide it somewhere else, like you did with is it COP 25?
28.
Yes, 28.
Yeah.
You had ministries, departments of government still bringing in people who have definitely nothing to do but to go and collect ESTA codes. So these things are not as clear as they should be, and that's why the media has a role to ask these questions and to keep an eye on them.
I'm hoping that we can actually get across to Ajuri Ngelale and he'll be willing to grant us an interview, but let's take a look at his explanation of what exactly is being cut when we refer to travel expenditure being cut by 60%.
It will be conducted in the following fashion. 1, the official trips that will be undertaken within the country, that is when Mr. President or the Vice President travels to any state within the country, the massive bills that accrued due to allowances and ESTA code for security detail coming from Abuja going and traveling into those states will be massively cut due to the directive of the President that the security outfits within states, whether it be police, DSS, or branches of the military, will frontline his protective detail when he travels to those states. Additionally, when any international travel is being approved, the following limits have been placed on all ministers of the Federation. 4 members of their staff, appointees and the like, will be allowed to travel with a minister on an official trip. For heads of agency, that will be limited to 2 members of staff allowed to travel on an official trip. Furthermore, the numbers that the President has now approved for official travel with him that will apply to his principal staff are as follows. On international trips, the President has directed that no more than 20 individuals be allowed to travel with him. That number will be cut down to 5 in the case of the First Lady. 20 for the President, 5 for the First Lady. Additionally, the number in the entourage on official international trips for the Vice President will be cut to 5. The number that will be the number that will be placed as a limit on the wife of the Vice President is also 5. In terms of local trips, the President has approved a new limit of 25 members of staff.
All right. During Galali, they're breaking down the adjustments to the President's travel team and how, he says it's been cut down by 60%. I just want to remind everyone of the convoy that escorted the President to the mosque 2 Fridays ago, I think.
There's another Friday this week.
Yes, exactly. And that was a convoy of, a billion SUVs. So I just to quickly mention that. Mr. I'm sure. So are you impressed with this?
No, not at all. So what you don't know, but some of us know, is that when the President is traveling anywhere, he takes with him governors, ministers. He doesn't have control over how many people the governors take with him. And until these things are comprehensively addressed, you're not going to get, all these ones are just, this is what they told Ngali to go and say. He doesn't know any better. You get my point. And when he's done saying it, the people who are traveling, or some of them who have traveled, have not even come back. Do you know that under this regime, there are ministers in the regime who are serving as coppers?
NYC copper?
Yes.
Can you just...
That's, what's her name? Musawa is a copper. As a minister of youth, supposed to be based in the UK ever since the regime started. Somebody is paying for her bills to stay there. We all just came back from the Ondo State scandals, right? Okay. When we were saying that these guys were lying, that Akeredolu wasn't coming back, the media was presenting, some media, not all of it, and I give the credit to you guys, was presenting a different, angle, that the man was recovering, is on his way back, the wife was meeting with House of Assembly members, but we kept saying that, with due respect, based on what we know, this guy is not well enough to return back to power. Handover. Now that has been resolved naturally. So when we are telling you these things, these are things we know. That what you're hearing or what you're presenting is different from what will happen even as soon as the press conference is over. The president doesn't have control over these people. It's part of a power and money sharing process to travel with the president, so that you can come and get us. He mentioned Estaco. This is all about Estaco. And by the next trip, they have planned it and more people will travel.
Yeah, but isn't it possible that whoever is in charge of the president's itinerary, would then be able to cut down on the number of...
Because it's not only one person that's in charge. It's various interests, cabals.
Oh wow, that's a different thing. And there's also the office of the first lady there. That is
exactly. Why do we have an office of the first lady when it's not even constitutional? So people are speaking as if the first lady has the right to travel. Don't forget that there's a first lady, there's a first son, and there's a first daughter in the Tinubu regime. All of them have their offices, and you can't cut their travel, their travel team. Well, this is the first president to have all of that, And I heard he has a first in-law too.
Really? Are these confirmed?
Of course.
They are all being paid?
Is it not confirmed that there's a first daughter, there's a first son, Sheyi, and the Yaloja of Lagos, and the husband of one of the daughters they all have offices in Abuja.
Well, that's arguable. Because
it's not arguable. I'm talking to you based on what I know.
All right.
Like I keep reminding you guys, I'm a journalist too, even though I might have come through the back door because I didn't train as a journalist, but as you can respect some of these opinions that are fact-based.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear what Rufai Oseni said. You can see that what Rufai Oseni said that man wanted to beat him on was what SOWORE himself said in that very video. There are two different videos. What Rufai said in the Rice News is the same thing that SOWORE was saying in News Central. So those are the issues on hand. They are saying the same thing. They said Tinubu appoint a minister that is a copper. A lady that is a copper was appointed by Tinubu as one of his ministers. Where on earth is this happening if not for Nigeria? This whole issue are happening in Nigeria. This thing is against the constitution. It is the same Tinubu that introduced yacht of 5 billion naira. Tinubu introduced yacht of 5 billion to the budget that was released in 2023, and mind you, they said they bought the yacht on credit. Even when people were challenging them and all of that, they said this yacht have already been bought and all of that. There's nothing that can be done about it. So they removed the 5 billion naira. They actually bought the yacht, and mind you, can anybody raise up his hand that he or she have actually seen the yacht in question before? Nobody have actually seen the yacht in question. Nobody see it. They just say it and we did not see it. They said they bought it before, they bought it on credit, and mind you, we didn't see this yacht. And they said they call it presidential yacht. Have anybody seen Tinubu in the yacht before? It have been bought. Have anybody seen Tinubu in ordinary kilo? Nobody seen Tinubu in kilo or even ship. Talk less of flyboat or yacht. We did not see them using this thing. So is this not scam and all of that? And the same thing is actually playing out. They announced a copper as minister in Nigeria, which is against the constitution, and it is the same Tinubu that is announcing his wife as the first lady and office of the first lady or all of that. Now the wife of Tinubu is the first lady, fine, but the office of the first lady is not in the constitution. You should notice that when Tinubu was trying to remove her some budget, he announced his wife. He said we allocated so amount, so billions of naira to the office of the first lady. But a lot of people actually attacked this man that the office of the first lady is not in the constitution, because when people were voting in the election, they did not see the wife of Tinubu picture, they did not see her picture in the ballot paper. It was only Tinubu, ATIKU, Obi, and some other presidential candidate we voted for. No woman was there. We did not vote for any woman in the name of first lady. So the office of the first lady is not constitutional. Now Tinubu came out some days ago and he said it in this video. You can see the guy in charge of the media of all of that of Tinubu. You can see the guy reading out what Tinubu wrote, that they are cutting out a budget by 60%, 50%, the budget of the convoy that they're using and all of that. You can see it. Tinubu said he reduced his own convoy to 20, he reduced that of the First Lady to 5, he reduced that of Shettima to 5 and all of that. So you can see what is playing out. But when he was saying that he wants to reduce that of his wife to 5, he said we are reducing the convoy of the office of the First Lady to 5. Mind you, we keep correcting this man Tinubu that there is no office of the First Lady in the Constitution. So stop calling the office of the First Lady. This thing is dubious and all of that. That was what SOWORE said in this video. This is not my own personal opinion. So we analyze everything now. He said there's no office of the First Lady. It is very, very obvious that Tinubu is now announcing the office of the first son. You can see the journalist trying to ask SOWORE question that how do you know that there's office of the first son in the Asoro? SOWORE said there is office of the first son, that he too is a journalist, but he's not a practice journalist and all of that. It's not practicing. That he too is a journalist, even though he's not a certified one, that is also investigative. So you can see what SOWORE said. He said there's office of the First Lady, Tinubu put it in place. There's office of the first son, there's office of the first daughter, and there's even office of the first in-law, and all of them are collecting money. They are mafiaing Nigeria money. That was what SOWORE said in this video. You can see what is playing out. Tinubu is the first president ever to make sure that his wife have an office, his son have an office, all of his family have an office, and that's what okay, and they collect his salary, they collect allowances, and they're moving in convoy. So that is what is actually playing out now. You can also see Rufai trying to challenge the man, asking the man some intellectual question. That man is one of the ministers of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Rufai was asking him question, and right now even Ayo was there. Ayo was smooth because Ayo couldn't partake to what they're saying because those questions are intellectual questions. The man was trying to beat or challenge Rufai. He was trying to challenge Rufai, answer question at ease. You are trying to use all force to answer question. Is it right to announce or to put a COP member, NYSC COP member as one of the ministers when we have a lot of people outside there that are qualified to be a minister in Nigeria? Why then a copper? A copper is not permitted to serve in anywhere outside the NYSC. That was what Rufai said, and this man was trying to navigate and just to paraphrase the question and trying to hit the lane where it's not supposed to hit it. You can see that they can't even answer the question. This question is a simple question. The answer is no. A copper is not allowed. That thing is very wrong when we have a lot of competent people on ground. This country is a country of the fact that if you do not have the connection, if you do not know someone that knows someone that knows someone, you can't be in a reasonable position in this Nigeria. Are we now saying that there is no competent people outside there, that is not even a couple that are finished serving Nigeria that can be a minister of Tinubu? Can you see what is happening? If you do not have a connection in this country, you are a non-entity. Nothing will work for you. You will be occupying a cheap position. So those are what is actually playing out. And the issue of BETTA, you notice that OBIDIENT have not come out to say anything. This is how Nigerian pastors actually do. Whenever they see that someone commit an offense and that person is next to them, they will never come out to make a speech regarding it. They will not talk about it. But when the person commit an offense and the person is not linked to them, Nigerian pastor will be the first person to step out to condemn the act. Nobody have ever come out, OBIDIENT have never come out to condemn the act that BETTA did, because BETTA is one of his church member. So he cannot come out. But available that is Buhari now. Back in the days when Buhari was still the president of Nigeria, OBIDIENT will come out and challenge the fact. They will use scripture from head to toe and all of that. And I don't mean that is Eneshe will come out, they will challenge the fact, but since the person is linked to them, you will see that they can't say anything. Nigerian pastors are one of the major problems of Nigeria. Aside the politician, the religious leader are one of the problem. The imam, the pastors, the herbalists, the everything. They are the problem that this country are actually facing. Have you ever asked yourself the question? Nigeria is having the highest number of churches, but Nigeria is going down every day. It's one of the worst countries. So ask yourself the question. Drop a pin in the comment section of this video, my great and wonderful viewers. And I'm gonna dedicate another 20 for you. Ensure you follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG WATCH TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor where they like on top, pastor for LAJUPOG WATCH TV. Pastor where they back, where politician where they do pass himself. Leader, all the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG WATCH TV.